Well, hello, happy Thursday, and welcome to Elegant Sentiments. Today, I'm Sheryl Abernathy, and I'm the owner of Elegant Sentiments, and this is our weekly card share number 86. And as you can see here, I've got some of my favorite craft manufacturers represented in the card for today. I've got my inks from Lisa Horton Crafts. I've got the uh, three of her new metallic inks: Winter Fur, Rose Gold, and Mulled Wine, and then one of her matte blending inks, Antique Pink. And from Spellbinders, I have their Rose Gold Hot Foil. And then from PinkFresh Studio, I have a one of their new Coverplate dies. This one is called Scallop Glow, and it's got, as you can see, all those beautiful scallops in it. It almost looks like a little sunrise in the middle of the scallop. And then I have an old favorite for my sentiment. I used the Perfect Sentiments hot foil plate and the cutting die. And then I have the nested elongated blanket stitch die set, and I used just this third die for today's project. And then this one I got in a class that I took. It's called Floral Frenzy. So these are the products, and I'll move these over to the side and bring in my sample. And this is the project that I made. You can see all of the components that I just showed you are here in today's card. So let's go ahead and get started. I did do a lot of homework for this one because there's so much die cutting, and I didn't want people to have to sit here watching me die cut. So I'll go through and show you all of the die cuts that I did, and then we'll get started. So, excuse me, this is an A2 size card. So I've got an A2 card base here, and then I did die cut out of white cardstock the Scallop Glow cover plate, and that's what that looks like when it's die cut. And you can, I don't know if you can see, no, the way the light, you can kind of see the lines that are showing up there. And then here is that nested oval, elongated oval with the blanket stitching around it. That's the third largest one. And then here is my sentiment that I hot foiled onto, well, I can get it out of there, onto white cardstock, and in that rose gold foil. And then these are all of the dies from the Floral Frenzy die set. It's actually a single plate that cuts all of them at one time. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and then I'm going to bring in just a mat, grip mat, so that I can do my inking. And I'm going to put all my little die cut pieces onto this mat, and then we'll ink that way, so I don't have to worry about my pieces going everywhere. And so there are lots of little pieces to this, and I'm just going to separate them all out, try to put the leaves together, kind of based on the color that I'll be inking them. And then the floral bits, just separating them all out. And then the centers of the flowers, got lots of those. There we go with that one. I didn't use all of the flowers on my sample, but I may go ahead and ink all of them for this card. We'll see. Where'd that go? Oh, there it is. I didn't really pick it up. Okay, and then we got all these little flower centers. And most of these I'm going to leave white, but I will ink up some of these. And I'll put this one over here, and that one's fine there. Okay, so got all of our pieces out now, and I'm going to press them down a little bit just to make sure they're sticking to the mat, and then we'll go ahead and start inking. I'll start with the antique pink, and I'm going to ink this one and probably these with the antique pink. Get my brushes over here. And just get a nice little coating, darker at the bottom at the base of the floral and lighter as we go up. I'm going to carry that most of the way up this petal. Then blend it in. And do this one same way. And I think I'll do this one that way, just with that antique pink and carrying it out almost to the edges. I'll do this one that way as well. And then I'm going to, for this one, for these, I'm going to use the mulled wine to add a little bit of additional color to those petals. Let me swap these out. And just a little deeper color on the base of this. We'll do the same here. This is such a pretty, I guess it's like a burgundy color, maybe. It's really pretty though. I like it. And I'm gonna do the center on this one and come out just a little bit over top of that antique pink. And again, I'm not sure that I'm going to actually use these last two, but we'll go ahead and do them anyway. And then I think I'll color this one, this little piece here. We'll do that in this mulled wine color again. And I think I'll do this one also. Or maybe, no, I might leave that one for gold. Okay, so the next one I want to do is the rose gold. And I'll bring that in, and we'll do this flower and all of these with rose gold. So, and this is a metallic ink, so it's got a nice little shine to it. We're just going to go pretty much to the end, and then I'll leave, I'll get a smaller brush and go pick up the edges of that one. And then these we're just going to make solid rose gold. And we'll do this guy. Move that over just a little bit. Okay, and then this one, let that be rose gold too. So we've got some rose gold and some rosy colored petals. And then I want to let me get a little brush, and I'm going to go kind of around these petals and get a small brush here. And I want to go around the outer edge of the petals with this gold. Just a little smidge right around all the tips. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want a little bit of color on those tips. Okay, so that is all of the flower petals, and then we're going to do the leaves all using the new Winter Fur metallic ink. Here's my little brush. So most of these will just kind of go in the center and just have different variations of this green, but we'll make all of these stems are going to be some shading of green. Might be a little, might be a lot, just kind of whatever ends up on my brush. Not going to worry about it too much. Just wanting to get some ink down. And I'll do this little stem over here. Still haven't decided if I'm going to use these extras, but I'll make them ready anyway. Let's do this one. Probably like this one be mostly green. And do this little baby. And we'll let the stems be solid. And these, let's see, start here. And again, this color is called Winter Fur. It's the newest metallic ink from Lisa Horton Crafts. We finally have these over here on this side of the pond. So I was really happy to get them. And I guess I'm going to make this one mostly solid, the way that ended up inking up. And this one. And these metallics, they blend a little differently than the matte blending inks, but they do blend, which is nice. And then we got this one to do. Trying to make sure that they're not every one exactly the same. Just getting a little bit of variety in there in the shading of the green, since I'm using just a single green color for this one. But you can add other greens if you want to really make some definition. But I think this will work just fine. Okay, so I think we're good with our leaves, and then I'm going to leave the flower centers white. So I'm not going to, oh, you know what I may do? There's a new pearl. There's a new pearl metallic ink, and I think I'll put some of that on there. So even though you won't see the color, when people look at the card, they'll be able to see the shimmer on the flower centers too. So I'm using, this is the new natural pearl, and it's just a white metallic, and of course that would show up really well on a darker card, but you won't be able to see it white on white, but it will make a difference when it's on the flower center and your recipient has your card and they're looking at it. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so we got all of our pieces colored now. And then while these are sitting here, I'm going to go ahead and glue pieces together. So the first one I want to do is this one. Well, if we can get the glue out of the bottle, we'll move forward. There we go. And getting these up, I think I want the big one here. And one here. Turn that. There we go. And this one. Put that here. And then we'll add some flower centers to these. These are a little fiddly, but I think it's worth it. When you get done and you look, no, not that one, it's this one. When you get done and you look at it, it's like, it's so cute. And this one, little baby. Now don't get green ink on yourself. Okay, we did good. And then let's see, let's go ahead and put this one together. So I'll put some glue right around here. I think is where that flower center usually ends up. Yeah, that's about right. We'll push it up just a wee bit. And then we'll add this one on top of it. And put it down on there like so. There. Push that down a little. Okay. And then we'll need a flower center for this one. And this one. Keep knocking my glue over. There we go. Now we got to decide on stems. And I don't know if there's an intended way. There's a way that I just end up doing it. I know I like having this flower on this bigger one, so I'm going to put that way. Move it over just a bit. And this one, I like for this one, so we'll do that. And that leaves this one and this one. And I think I'm going to use this one for this. And I'll put this one on this guy. Like that. Okay. So, oh, and then I need to put, I forgot to do that. Let me move that back. This little piece goes on this flower. So I'm going to put a little darker glue there. And did I get the right side? Oops. I might have just put glue where it doesn't belong. We'll see. I think, yep, I did. But we're going to make it go there, even though it actually belongs on the other petal. But we're going with that. Okay, so we got all of our little flowers. So I'm going to put these off here. And then we can start putting our card together. So I'm going to get these off of here. Oh, you don't have a home. Let's see. Oh, you know what I can do? Let's do this. We'll let this act as a center for this flower. Okay. All right. I have this and these and this little guy. And I'm going to clean this mat off with some water real quick. There we go. And I'll just put this away for now. And then we can go ahead and start putting this onto our base. And I need to get a cutting mat out here, because what I want to do is I want to cut a line across here, and that will allow me to arrange my flowers. So let me get a T-ruler, and what line do I want to use? Let's use that line. I just want to make sure it's straight. And about where I want it to be. I think that's about right. Okay. Yeah. That will work. And then I'll take my knife here and just score it right across. Not onto there. I want to score this right about there. Yeah. Okay. Make sure that cut. Well, we got pretty close. It didn't cut it all the way through. Let me push that down a little more. Okay, let's see if we got it now. Yeah, now we got our hole. Okay, so put this back on here. Move these inks out of my way. Okay, so now we can start arranging our flowers into our little pot. The pot that I've created to hold these. So I'll put this one out like that. And where's this one? I think put this one over here. And let's go. What else we have left here? Maybe here for this one. And this one kind of in the front. I like this one being more in the kind of in the center of things. And it's okay if it's not directly on the little oval here, because we've got room around on our card base. So if we do that and maybe stick this one, now, you know what? I probably should have done another one of these in rose gold. Probably should have. I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add a little bit of rose gold to this one, since I didn't use this this flower in my sample. So I'm going to make it more of a rose gold and not so pink, so we can break up a little bit of that pink that we got going on there. If I can't get this the way that I like it, then I'll just go with my sample, but I think we'll be able to pull it off. Let's see. I think. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that better beside that, and it breaks it up a little bit. Okay. So we'll do that. And then we can let me get this pick back up in my hand. Oops. No inky fingers at this point. Okay. All right, now back to where we were. Then we can put this guy here. And then this one will go okay over here. So it won't be too much. Got a little variety in there. Okay, and then we can add our leaves. Let's see. Let's stick this in down in there. Yeah, that'll work okay. And then we'll stick this one over here. Something like that. I just want to kind of get a sense of where I want to put things before I actually don't want this in front. Yeah. There we go. And then this can come up over top like so. Okay, so that's generally how we're going to glue stuff. So we'll do that. And then what I want to do is go ahead and put the die cut panel onto the card front. Try to get all these little bits off the back. Got most of them out, but not all of them. Okay. And then I'll just put some glue down on this. There's a little stubborn one. Come on, get off of there. There. Down around this panel, and then I'll put that on the card front, and then I'll glue down my little die cut and do the real arranging. But this is a fun one to do. Really easy. The hardest part is the die cutting, I think. There's quite a bit of die cutting, but it doesn't take long. It goes quickly. And if you have your sentiments, like I do, I always do just a bunch of sentiments when I'm hot foiling, especially when I have a plate like the one I used today. That plate cuts multiple sentiments, so I just do a bunch of sentiments in a lot of different foil colors, and I just have them ready so I can just pick them. So I'll hold that down for a second or two. Okay, and then we can add this panel, and I'm not worrying about gluing. You know what I want to do? I do want to go ahead, and so I don't have to glue all these individually. If I put them where I want them and kind of hold them in the back with my finger, and then I can stick glue across the back. Get down in there and not have to glue every individual flower. I think that's what I'll do. this one come here. And I'm not going to worry about this one. I can add it in later. So holding those, I'm just going to flip it over and stick glue all along here. And then I'll go around this piece. And just flip it. And you've got a little bit of wiggle room there, which is good, so you can put them exactly where you want them. But this gives you not have to do all that individual piece gluing, which I just hate. And then once you have it pretty much where you think you want it, then I will press down on these pieces. And let's see, I think I want this one over just a bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then I'll add this one in separately, so I don't have to glue all those pieces individually. Where's my little pokey tool? Because I really want that underneath. There we go. Then I'll press that down. There. And I think that looks pretty good. This one, let me push that down just a wee bit. Okay, and then I think, I don't know if I'm going to use this or not. I don't think I need it. I'll leave that out. Okay, and then the only thing we need to do to finish it off is to add our sentiment and some gems around. It's a really easy one to do. I like this card. And I like these sentiments. And sorry, I'm holding this up so I can make sure it looks about where I want it. Okay. And then I'll add a few gems. These are champagne colored gems. I've had them forever. These are from Stampin' Up. And I've had these for a long time, but I think they look really nice on this card. So we'll put a few of these down. Let's see. Put a couple in here. Maybe. Maybe not. There we go. And let's do one over here. Why am I having time picking these up? And let's see, we'll stick one in there. And where do we want the other one? How about right in there? There. So there you have it. That is today's project. And I hope that you like it. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. This one, as you can see, has a little more flowers in the pot, but still equally as pretty. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. And again, if you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Please share it if you like it as well. And I will be back again next Thursday with another card to share. And I appreciate you being here. I hope you have some time this week to craft a little kindness. And we will see you next time. Bye for now. Thank you so much.